No intro because
we gotta record a new one. Probably tomorrow or later today. This flash is very bright, but I shine bright like a diamond.
I'm trying bright.
No Beyonce. Let's have a little talk to you.
Ultimate cap.
You're right. I'm dark skinned, man.
Scary stuff.
Let's get into it.
Disclaimer.
See, this is where we will put the intro, but we gotta record that, so we're gonna get straight into it.
But I don't get scared, so.
I don't get scared either.
I get scared.
I
don't get scared.
When I was younger, like, Jason was a very, very scary because he would literally kill teenagers. So I thought when I get older, he was gonna kill me because I turned into a teenager. But where you at? You know what I'm saying?
I'll watch it for the Uncle Monty video. I do it 4 times.
He watched that jump. He watched this jump twice. One when I watched it the second time.
With Berlin.
I fell asleep.
Yeah. And this man jumped every time you seen it. Like, how are the jump scares not predictable?
But I was literally watching it late night, fell asleep on it, played back, and I'm halfway through the video without jumping.
I jump.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
This is a true story from when I was 18 years old. It still creeps me out just thinking about it.
Then don't think
It all
about
started when I was heading home from my friend Jason's house.
Don't be friends with
It
Jason.
was about 3 a.m. in the morning, so it was pretty dark outside. I was walking towards a bus stop to catch the blue night bus that ran during after hours. My friend didn't really reside within a suburban area. He was more or less closer to the downtown region. That meant there were a lot of random weirdos strolling around the streets, which definitely made me a little uncomfortable to say the least. They're uncomfortable. I have to sleep out here. I decided to wait inside the glass shelter of a nearby bus stop as I regretted my decision to take the bus this late at night as opposed to just calling an Uber. I couldn't help but notice the dozens of flyers stuck up on the glass of the shelter. They were scattered everywhere, from different things like job postings, rooms for rent, that kind of thing. There was this one flyer that really caught my attention. It was a picture of an older gentleman doing a peace gesture with his left hand. The title of the posting was called Easy $300 in One Day. Call me. I decided to read further into the flyer as the thought of making an easy $300 in one day seemed like a bargain one couldn't refuse. The flyer had a description which read, if you were looking to make a...
That's the thing. No, that's the thing with these. I be getting DMs on Instagram talking about some free phone, free iPhone, whatever. And I just I don't read into that. I just delete the whole thing. I'm about to do I'm not.
Because first of all, my mama taught me a lesson. If you ever go into them, like the little things, and it asks for, you can read it or whatever, and you go into it and it asks for your parents' credit card. No, just don't do it. Don't give them your number. Don't do none of that. Because you want to know what? You're going to have a little Chinese voodoo doll sculpture of you freaking shipped to your house with a box of freaking knives and fingers. Just don't do it, bro.
I done it.
$100 then you come to the right place. This job entails the assistance of cleaning/chores for a period of 12 hours. Call my cell phone and the details provided below if you're interested. Regards, Philippe. I was a part-time college student, so any extra money would have definitely been beneficial to me. I decided to take a plunge at the opportunity, so I took a picture of the flyer as I see a night bus arriving towards my stop. As I boarded the bus, I refrained from calling the job posting as I didn't want to wake the employer up, so I ultimately decided to text the number instead. And my text read, hello, please contact this number as I'm interested in the job presented in the
Bro, why are
flyer.
you doing that?
About 10 seconds later after sending the text, I get a call from an unknown number. I assume it was the guy in the job posting, so I answer it.
This guy's just stupid.
Hello?
This whole story.
A man answered back, hey, you interested in the job?
If you sound like that.
Is this Philippe from the $300 a day
What,
posting?
Philippe?
Yes it is. What's your name, kid? I'm John, sir. How are you? He completely disregards my question and says, you mind coming over right now, kid? Sir, it's kinda late for that. Can we do tomorrow?
Kid, listen. I know it's very late at night, but both my wife and grandma are sick, so I could use a helping hand as soon as possible.
That is not my grandma.
I felt really uncomfortable knowing this guy was trying to guilt trip me into coming over to his house. Mind you, it was approximately 3 a.m. in the morning, which made the thought of going that much more absurd. I tell him, sir, if we can arrange this for tomorrow, it would be much more convenient for me.
Kid, John, listen. If you come right
you would
now,
go over there, right?
I will pay you double. $600.
I'm not going back to
Take
my
it or
house
leave it.
after I heard that. No, I'm
Whether
staying
the
at a
man was
friend's house
bribing
because
me
he's
or
not
not,
finna know where
I
I live.
unwisely took the
Good point.
bait. I
Let me
ended
get
up
that
saying,
call. Hey,
I'm on my
you think I
way.
can
I'll be
crash
there in
that
about
show?
half an hour. While simultaneously getting off the bus to call an Uber.
Oh, of
I
course you
ended
got
up
the
getting
black
dropped off at the
driver.
address
Get
provided
him
within the
outta
flyer
here.
and immediately began second-guessing my decision.
He's about to snap
While
your
standing in
boobs.
front of the house, I get a call
You've
on my
been
cell
walking
phone.
behind your
It
grandma.
was from an unknown number. I answer it and say,
Got a
hello?
nice little man.
Hey, Johnny, can you see?
It is.
No sir, where are you?
Stinks.
Look at the window.
I'm looking at it, but I don't see you, sir.
Look a bit closer.
Look a bit
I'm
closer.
looking
No,
dead
sir.
at you.
Where, sir? I get startled by a
You
firm
gotta
grasp on
pause
my
it,
shoulder.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to.
You know it's that.
What?
You can't. Is it me or
It's
you
like
feel
beautiful
somebody?
Anonymous said. You couldn't hear him walk up to you.
Yeah. Is it me or am I the only one that just comes to spidey senses when I feel? Oh, you got it there. When I feel like somebody's walking near me, just like in the hall, I feel somebody. Like, right, bro. So you tell me you standing there where? And like you don't like look to the side, like or you don't feel no other movement by you. Like that's just like
You can't hear them footsteps, them giant stompers he got on.
right. And then he said, and he's like kind of scared you, and you didn't throw no hits or nothing. I know when I get scared, I kind of you know.
These dudes, bro, like
You did to me. And I just ran up to you.
these man's shoulders, bro.
Look at him.
Doing
kid.
shoulder.
Look at his arm. How's his arm like this and his other arm
Window.
is like that?
Anyways,
You can't trust
please
nobody when their
allow me
arm
to
is
show
doing the
you
reverse.
inside my house.
Where's his elbows? Look at his elbows.
thank you,
Where's his?
Creep.
You can
Oh,
call
my
me
goodness.
Creep.
How y'all got the
Creep?
both same shoes?
Why would I call you Creep?
It's
Okay,
a
this is
nickname that
how
my
we
mom
read.
gave me as a young boy. All my close friends call me that, so I'd
Nobody
appreciate
named
if
her
you
kid
did the
Creep.
same.
Bruh, this dude was peeking
okay.
his mama in the bathroom.
Creep.
I mean, we are technically friends now, right?
Stop, little nigga.
Yeah, sure.
Very well then. Let me show you inside, John.
We end up going inside, and I can't help but notice the amount of dolls
Arm.
lying
How's
around
his
house.
arm like this?
It
and his
honestly
other
looked
arm
like he was a
that?
hoarder that had
You
an
can't trust
obsession
nobody
over
when their arm is
dolls.
doing the reverse.
I decided to ask him,
Where's his elbows?
why do you have so many
Look
dolls?
at his elbows. Where's his?
It's just a collection
Oh,
that I've
goodness.
accumulated from my
How y'all got the
childhood.
both same
Aren't
shoes?
they precious, John? I've built a special bond with these
Okay,
guys.
this is how
I'll
we
never
read.
feel alone again, you know?
At this point, I was pretty convinced that the name Creep was actually his biological name
Bruh,
due to the
this
creepy
dude was
vibes he
peeking
was
his
giving.
mama in the
I
bathroom.
see. Well, what exactly does this job entail?
Well, for starters, my grandma and wife are unfortunately ill, so I have to take care of them since they're in bed all the time.
If you don't mind me asking, what's wrong with them?
Well, my grandma has Parkinson's, so she's unable to function without my assistance. My wife sadly got into a tragic car accident after her
He
dance
kidnapped
rehearsal.
children.
She's pretty much paralyzed in her legs
You don't
and
see
can't
that on
walk,
there?
so I now have to take care of her as well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She was so beautiful before the accident. I'm unbelievably lucky
I'm all
to be
for
with such a
having
beauty like
stuffed
her.
animals, but
We
bro,
got
you
married
are
and
at
had
least
about 100 people
28.
there. It was the best wedding
Why do you
ever.
have I love
Sorry if I'm getting carried away.
No worries. What would you like me to do for now?
You can start by vacuuming the house. Just don't go inside the bedrooms, because that's going to disturb my grandma and wife's sleep.
These aren't even
A
dogs.
couple
these
minutes
stuffed
later,
animals.
I begin
Feels like
vacuuming
a
the
whole bunch
hallway
of Barbie dolls
upstairs.
and shit.
The bedroom doors were slightly open, so I could vaguely
But
view
still,
the
you got
inside.
them all placed around
I
the
remember
house in the
seeing
living
a
room,
glimpse of a
bro.
woman sleeping on a bed, which I assumed to be his wife. It was unfortunate to see her like that, as she was quite beautiful from what I was able to see. I noticed the man was in the other bedroom having a conversation with his grandma, so I continued vacuuming without drawing too much attention towards his direction.
Have you been feeling better? Are you okay?
The next part of the story is what sends chills down my spine. The man asked me to put the vacuum down and meet his
Where's the
grandma.
$300 at?
As I approach the inside of
The
the
reason I came
bedroom,
here.
I see a creepy life-size doll laying on the bed. I unhesitatingly ask him, where's your grandma? John, don't be...
But you're vacuuming.
This is my
But
grandma.
if you go in a room,
I
it's
felt
no
my heart
disturbing,
fall
but
to my
you're
stomach
vacuuming.
when he said that. I honestly wanted to get the hell out of there, but I didn't want to potentially put my life in danger, so I just went along with it and said, Nice to meet you.
Okay, just go.
He then said,
Before he sees you.
My grandma thinks you're really handsome, and you should come over more often. Sure, I'll definitely come over more often. My grandma wants me to grab her some McDonald's. Why don't you continue vacuuming the place while I do that? Sure, sir. Creep. The man then hands me an envelope and says, Here's your $600.
Go
Thanks
home.
for being there for us. Yeah, no problem. I then continue vacuuming the hallway as the man exits the house. I need to get the hell out of here. This guy is a psycho.
Punch him.
As I dropped the vacuum on the floor, I peeked inside the bedroom of where the man's wife was sleeping. To be honest, I felt really skeptical about leaving her there, so I shouted, Ma'am, is everything okay? Can you hear me? Ma'am, are you okay? Can you hear me? She didn't say anything. She honestly looked like she was heavily sedated off the meds I saw on top of the nightstand. I end up leaving the house and catching an Uber.
I'm leaving. I'm
I
leaving.
eventually make it home and remember the man had gave me the $600 in an envelope. Thank God I made it out of there. At least I made an easy $600. I opened the envelope only to see 6 pieces of paper. Each piece had a poorly drawn face with $100 written on it. I shouted in anger, What the hell is this? I contemplated on giving the man a piece of my mind, but I honestly didn't want any further conflict with this psycho. Just before heading to bed that night, I got a call from an unknown number. It was quite obvious that it was the creep, so I ignored it and never looked back. It's been a couple months since that creepy experience. I haven't gotten any more calls from that unknown number since. I was strolling around with my phone one day when I got a notification that someone followed me on Instagram. I noticed it was the creep from the avatar picture on his profile. I was pretty freaked out that he was able to track me down since he only knew my first name and we haven't contacted each other since. I noticed he had only one post, so I clicked it. It was a picture of the woman and the creep on the same bed.
Oh my goodness.
She looked sedated while wearing a wedding veil. The creep had his arm around her while there were hundreds of dolls surrounding the two. The caption read, "The best wedding an audience ever."
Can we do another one? That wasn't even really creepy.
gotten any more calls from that unknown number since.
She was so beautiful before the
Stop
accident.
spinning.
I'm unbelievably lucky to be with such a beauty like her. We got married and had about 100 people there. It was the best wedding ever. The story happened when my girlfriend Lindsay resided in Tokyo, Japan for a teaching abroad occupation. She taught English to foreigners for a fairly decent pay. I personally wasn't too cultivated by the idea, as the thought of Lindsay being in a foreign country by herself really stressed me out.
I can't wait for you to fly over.
Yeah, me too, babe. Hey, can you please make sure your doors are locked?
I already locked it, silly. Stop being so
Ow.
I know I'm being paranoid. I just want you to be safe, okay?
Don't worry, I am.
Being away from Lindsay definitely took a toll on my health, as I would constantly get anxious from worrying about her safety. Knowing that I didn't have the capability of protecting her from any unlawful perpetrators always gave me extreme anxiety, which is why my doctor prescribed an inhaler for me to use every time I felt the symptoms get out of hand. I didn't do too well with long-distance relationships, but I really wanted to support Lindsay in her career endeavors. I'd fly over there on occasion, usually around the holidays when work wasn't so strenuous for the both of us. I remember spending the majority of my time watching the rather odd Japanese game shows while Lindsay and her roommate Saki would do after-hours work from home. Staying in Japan was quite the culture shock. I wasn't used to the Eastern lifestyle, but the longer I stayed there, the more accustomed I became. Or I should say, the more comfortable I felt with Lindsay's stay there. Being halfway across the world made me adjust my sleeping schedule, as I made it my duty to video chat Lindsay every day at exactly 3 a.m. in the morning. 3 a.m. over here was equivalent to 5 p.m. over there according to the time zone difference. I'd make it a routine to catch Lindsay after her work shift was done, even if that cost me a few hours of sleep. You guys doing anything for Halloween?
Yeah, Saki and I are probably going barbecue.
That sounds nice. I wish I could be there with
Babe, we'll talk later. Saki's calling me.
you. Seeing that Lindsay had a roommate to acquaint herself with gave me a little peace of mind. A lot of my friends were well aware of how concerned I was about Lindsay's well-being. So much so that they would message me encouraging words to help cheer me up. But all of that changed one night, when I got a message from one of my close colleagues from school. I opened the message and read, "Hey Craig, I know you're concerned about Lindsay, so I thought you might want to check this link out." It was a link to a forum titled, "Is Teaching Abroad in Japan Safe?" I hesitantly clicked the link, only to see the forum containing a large thread of positive comments saying stuff like, "Teaching there was a great experience, highly recommended," or "Once you go Japan, you'll never need another plan," stuff like that. I then came across a user that posted a comment saying, "For those who are considering being a tutor in Japan, you might want to watch this first before you fully commit," with a link right next to it. I felt extremely skeptical clicking the link, but my curiosity was too overbearing to withstand my compulsion, so I clicked it. I then saw a low-grade video of a woman with her hands bound to the ceiling while being completely wrapped in duct tape. The woman was also wearing a plain white mask over her face with the word "dog" written on it. I couldn't tell if this was a joke or some sort of sick snuff film until I saw a man approaching the woman holding a large machete. I could hear this poor lady screaming in agony as he began to shout, "What is your name?"
Please, sir, please just let me go. Please just let me go.
"What is your name?"
My name is Kathy.
"What is your name?" "Wrong answer! Your name is Dog!"
Dog.
That's when I exited my web browser and instinctively video called Lindsay.
I heard that.
It was about 3:15, the time I usually video called her. Why now? Come on, answer the video call, damn it! I assumed she was still at work, or possibly out with the roommates, so I waited patiently for a return call at her convenience. I decided to stroll around Instagram for another hour or so till it was time to call it a night. I noticed Lindsay had posted a few pictures from the Halloween night out she had a couple days ago. It looked like a huge costume festival of some sort on the streets of Japan. That's when I spotted a shocking revelation in each of the photos presented. I saw a man wearing the same god mask as in the snuff film I'd seen earlier, nonchalantly masquerading in the background of the photos. He was in every photo looking towards the direction of where the picture was being taken. Or should I say, the direction of where my girlfriend and her roommate were. That's when I get a video call from Lindsay. I unnervingly accept it and see what seemed to be Lindsay and her roommate Saki wearing white masks with the words Dog 1 and Dog 2 written on them. Hey, why the hell are you guys wearing that? I want to play a game. Guys, who the hell is that? They both stood there silent looking at the webcam, almost like my words didn't have any significant purpose to them. I then heard the man in the background saying, "Transfer $20,000 to Dog 2's PayPal account right now, or else they both die." What the hell is going on? Please, leave them alone or I'll call the cops! So be it. Dog 2, take out Dog 1, now!
Please don't make me do this.
Do it! Dog 2, take out Dog 1 now, or else you're both getting taken out! Do it, Dog 2! Take out Dog 1 right now, or else I'm taking you both out! That's when Lindsay raises a large kitchen blade in the air and stabs Saki in the neck. I can hear her gargling her own blood while struggling to gasp for what seemed to be her last remaining breaths on Earth.
Dude, please stop this.
Bro,
I'm begging you.
breathe.
I'll do anything you want. Just please don't hurt my girlfriend. That's when the voice in the background revealed himself, only to unveil the same man wearing the god mask that I'd seen in a snuff film and Instagram photos earlier. He then grabbed Lindsay by the forehead and raised a huge machete in the air, saying, "Transfer the money or else this dog gets put down too." Dude, please, I'm transferring the money right now. That's when I grabbed my phone and immediately began to transfer $20,000 to Lindsay's PayPal account. Here, look, I transferred $20,000. Now, please, can you let her go? I did everything you wanted.
What are they gonna
The man
do?
then approached the camera up close and began saying, "I'm just a guy trying to survive in this cold, cold world. I just do what I have to do to put food on my family's table, you know? Just know that God has nothing to do
Bro,
with
you could have
this."
went and robbed the bank.
What the hell? I began a request for another video chat, but there was no answer.
You gotta go on back.
Or should that nigga be like, bro, leave me alone, man. I ain't kill you.
That's when I get 2 messages from Lindsay's account. I click the chat box and see an image of Lindsay's severed head on top of the computer desk. The other image was a meme face with the caption, "Gotcha."
Gotcha. Little Huddy, why did you do that? I didn't know. Why'd you make this?
I still hear echo.
That is Lil Huddy.
Do that.
Hey, bro, if you just get decapitated, just use your head and think of not how to get
Exactly.
decapitated, bro.
Get
Like, are you
decapitated.
dumb?
Reattach
Are you dumb? Are
You're
you
dead.
stupid?